Okay.
Perfect. Let's do this. Oops. Well, welcome to the 12th day of the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit's 12 Days of Learning series. Today we're going to be talking about online literacy resources. My name is Emily Killian, and this is my second year as an educational consultant, or TAC, training and consultation as we call it. Previously, I lived in Austin, Texas. I moved here about a year and a half ago, and I was a middle school special ed and inclusion teacher there with a focus in the world of reading and writing. So today we're going to be talking through some of the big ideas in reading instruction, and I'd like to provide you with resources that you can hopefully explore and use in your classroom. I hope that you're able to find a couple of good things that fit with whatever learning setup or situation you have going this year. When you go back to the classroom on January 4th, Catherine, you should be able to use these at home or in person. So I'm going to be sharing the link for the presentation with our C&I department, who's going to post it to the website where you found this training. But I can also email it to you as soon as we're done.
That'd be great. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. So, and then also the recording will be shared on the YouTube page. So if there's something that I show you and you can't remember, or I don't know, if you want to share with a friend, please feel free.
Okay.
So today, as I was thinking about how to kind of organize this today, I was thinking, okay, I want to share all these resources with the teachers. So I started thinking about how I was going to put it together. And I thought about the National Reading Panel. So in 1997, Congress asked the director of the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, in consultation with the Secretary of Education, to hold a national panel to look at the status of research-based knowledge that included the effectiveness of different ways of teaching kids to read. So they did. They put together this group of people, and they found that certain instructional methods are better than others. And the report stated that to become a good reader, kids needed to develop their phonemic awareness skills, their phonics skills, the ability to read words and text in an accurate and fluent manner, and the ability to apply comprehension strategies when they're reading. So as we go through the slides, I've tried to break it down for you so that you have those resources and you can kind of fit them into one of those, but possibly more of the categories. So accuracy and fluency are one of those things that kind of come with time and practice and really solid instruction and an explicit phonics program. So it's hard to just kind of hand you something that says, yes, this is what you're going to do for fluency, but keep fluency in mind as we talk about those decodable texts, because they really offer kids a great opportunity to read fluently and confidently. So we know that that is very helpful. One little warning before I dive in completely, please don't be overwhelmed by the number of resources that I offer today. Take what you want, dig deeper into just one or two things that you see, or go totally crazy and check them all out. It's up to you. But I hope that you just find, like, you know, something. I have vetted each and every one of these resources, and they all align with sound reading instruction and research best practice. So you don't have to, you know, question whether they are legitimate sources. I took a long time making sure that I didn't offer you anything that didn't align with the science of reading.
Okay.
So yesterday, and I'm glad you're here again, this is a reminder sort of what phonemic awareness is, and I'm going to go really quickly because you were there yesterday and you saw this actual same exact slide. So phonemic awareness, as you know, is an understanding that spoken words are made up of individual sounds called phonemes. A kid who is phonemically aware is able to isolate sounds, blend sounds, segment words into sounds, and manipulate those sounds within words. If you look over here at the ladder, you can see that when we are teaching phonemic awareness, we start at the word level And then we move up to syllables. And yesterday I gave you that little tip and trick of humming your syllables and counting on the non-dominant hand. And then we move up to onset and rhyme, which is a little bit different than just what we think of when we hear the word rhyme. It is the first consonant and then is the onset, and then the vowel sound, and everything that follows is the rhyme. So in the word dog, the D is the onset and the og is the rhyme. And then we move to the phoneme level, which are those individual speech sounds. So here we go into some phonemic awareness resources. The panel found that the National Reading Panel found that many difficulties learning to read were caused by inadequate phonemic awareness, and that systematic and explicit instruction in phonemic awareness directly causes improvements into children's reading and spelling skills. So we know that we need to teach phonemic awareness explicitly. So we're going to look first at Heggerty. Actually, do you have Heggerty, and do you use Heggerty?
Yes, I do. I just started this year, so I feel like I'm pretty familiar with that.
Perfect. Then we're going to skip Heggerty. But, you know, as you probably know, it has swept the nation. It's proven to be loved by teachers and students. Everybody loves Heggerty. It's so easy to set up. There's no prep, no printing, no nothing. You just kind of do it. So it's really, really good. And it also lends itself well to the hybrid or remote instruction. You can still do it. And kids seem to just kind of, you know, be able to follow along because there's really nothing to see.
For the most part, I think the students are very engaged, and because it moves so quickly, you know, it's not like they're in for a 30-minute lesson of something they hate.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, kids do love it.
I like it.
So I'm not going to show you that, but I would, if there were other teachers here, I would show them that there are, you know, a couple of weeks worth. It's a pretty hefty chunk of free Heggerty lessons. And then also yesterday I showed you the OG Sound Deck app. That is a really, really good one. Those sounds are just perfect. It's through Orton Gillingham.
Okay. And Emily, is that, I did wonder yesterday, is that something then that it would be an app we could recommend to parents?
For sure. I would definitely recommend it to parents. I would get it on every kid's iPad. And I would, you know, have them just, listening to and practicing those sounds. If
I'll have to look into that as an as something.
It's it's really well done. The next one is the Florida Center for Reading Research. And if you're unfamiliar with this resource, it is a huge bank of activities, curriculums, and student work that you can share with the kids, and everything is free. Oh, I skipped this Oklahoma one, but I'll show you the Florida Center for Reading Research. This is, I kind of navigated to this point. This is not the home page, but it's not hard to find. And as you can see up here, we have phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, and then comprehension. So all those things I talked about, vocab kind of goes in there with comprehension and word study. So you can see that we have a teacher resource guide, and then all of these phonological awareness games. And so a lot of them are printable. A lot of them, I will just show you one. Is there something that, you know, catches your eye that you want to see?
I honestly, you could click on any.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so phoneme matching pack a backpack, and it has a lesson plan for you, and it gives you the printable of the backpack so that you could make little file folder games for your students. Okay. If you took the time, you could, you know, work this out to be a drag and drop activity like I showed you yesterday.
That is something I really need to look further into. I know I started to watch the YouTube video on how to do that you included. So
yeah, the YouTube video is like 20 minutes long, but man, she does a really, really nice job.
Yeah, so I thought that was a great resource. I mean, there were a couple of really good ideas that I did like, but that alone I think will be very valuable for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Here's just one more. So you can see, you know, the objective, the student will recognize rhyming words.
Gotcha. So
And
they're
so they
matching
have
them
all
up,
these
like,
lesson
you
plans.
have to.
And so, I mean, they're just nice and easy. They're free. So I mean, I love free. And they are rooted in the science of reading. So that's a really great resource. As you can see, it's just completely, totally full. You can see down here, fluency,
Right.
vocabulary. There's a little something for kind of
Very
everything.
comprehensive.
I was going to skip over this one, but since it's just you and I'll show you really quickly. It looks a little bit kind of cheesy, and I was like, oh, I just don't know.
Okay.
But it is actually really good. It's another kind of printable, you know, here's a quick reference.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if you come up here to where it says more, and you go to resources for teaching. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. It wasn't resources, sorry. If you go to, oh, here they are, classroom activities. You can, it's again, all these different printable activities, books.
Wow.
So it's worth exploring. There are some good things. It's not quite like that Florida Center for Reading Research that I just showed you, but it is another good resource that with lots of free printable stuff. And then last but not least is this game that you can show your kids. It is not free, but there's a pretty long free trial. And it was the best thing that I found for phonemic awareness. It was really pretty cute. I'm not going to show it to you because for the sake of time, but there is a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months. You could see if your kids like it. I don't think it was very expensive, but it was cute. And they did a really nice job. It was very much aligned with like Haggerty type lessons. And it was, you know, online. So I included it to show you.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to move into phonics. Phonics instruction teaches the relationships between the letters of written language and then those sounds, the phonemes that we hear in spoken language. Kids' reading development is dependent on their understanding of the alphabetic principle, which you mentioned yesterday, or that idea that letters and letter patterns represent those sounds that we hear in our spoken language. So understanding that they correspond with each other is a very, very big step in reading development. Programs of phonics instruction should be systematic, meaning that the letter sound relationship is taught in an organized and logical sequence. And then it should also be explicit, meaning that that instruction provides teachers with precise directions for teaching those letter sound relationships. So when you teach your students in an explicit and systematic way, hopefully beginning in kindergarten, definitely by first grade, you will significantly improve their word recognition, spelling, and reading comprehension skills. So first, let's take a look at the West Virginia Phonics program. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard of it, and I want to say that I might have looked into it, but I think that was one I just thought I don't really have time to.
Yeah, I mean, it's so comprehensive. It could be used as like a complete standalone phonics instruction program. It is day by day, but I'm sure that you probably have a lot of phonics in whatever core program that you're using. So it is a lot. And I'm going to warn you that the website looks a little sketchy, but it is completely free. And it seems like what happened was they had it was kind of all over the place and you could find it anywhere. And then I think they pulled it back in because I think they want to make money on it. And I think that they're going to publish it. So they didn't want it out on the internet everywhere. So this is one of like the last places where I have been able to find it. So here it is. And you can see that, you know, it is just all these skills. They're in folders. It is a lot. And let's see if it'll let me open it up for you and show you. This is week 1, short U.
So, and I think I do remember this, and I believe, is it just lesson plans that you would?
Yes, it is lesson plans.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to show you. I'm on my home computer. Oh, there we go. So, but as you can see, I mean, it is completely scripted for you. There is no planning. It is explicit, a lot of Anita Archery sort of I do, we do, you do stuff in here, which is so good. You know, it's scripted for you. So it's really easy to use. And then it provides, you know, the word lists already made for you. It's amazing. It's just a lot. So that's that. Definitely worth exploring, especially if your district, you know, if you are feeling like maybe your core program is missing little pieces. So that's definitely worth exploring. The next is out of the University of Texas, where I was living for 16 years. So Hook 'em Horns. And it's also just another, I mean, it's another one that really has a lot of, you know, materials for you to look through. And I'm not going to show you everything. Like I said, I just hope that you know, if you see something and you want to go back, please, by all means, you know, do. This one is called Finder, because we know that those word lists, you know, sometimes we can sit there and try to make a word list, and we know that our spelling lists should really align with those phonics skills that our students already know. There's nothing wrong with teaching word families together. So this is just a really simple website that helps you create word lists. So if you have the grapheme, or the letter would be A, what sound do we want it to make? Let's do
that's nice.
A short A, so the A sound. And let's search for the words. And you can see it will just give you tons. Here they are in the initial. And you can just, there's just so many options. You can add letters.
So you would refine that more to get to what you want.
And you can just keep going. So you could say like, oh, I wanted to have a short A, and I wanted to have, you know, some other, you know, sound in there as well.
So Emily, if you would go to search letter pattern, if I just wanted an words, would I type in AN?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
Select one or more.
I don't know why it won't. I don't know. I would have to play around with it a little bit more.
No, it's good.
I think you are. I think you are able to do that, but I'm not exactly sure how. Maybe there's more here.
No, that's fine.
So I don't know exactly, but I think that there probably is, especially right down here where it says advanced. So I think that probably, yes, you would have to just play around with it a little bit. Then we're gonna talk next about really great reading and their high frequency or heart word routine. And this would kind of fall into that fluency world, because we know that those sight words, if you don't know your sight words and you don't know those kind of rule breakers, then you're going to struggle every single time that you come to them, because you cannot decode them accurately. So really great reading is a website that has kind of these heart words, or that routine of teaching a heart word. Some people call them rule breakers. Some people put them in jail. All of those things work, but they're done for you. So, you know, you can see they have all of these words. Said is obviously a big one.
Let's examine the word said, as in, Mom said to take off your shoes.
Said rhymes with words you know, like head and bed. Let's see if we can figure out which parts of said we know and which parts we have to learn by heart.
Said has 3 sounds, s, e, d. The first sound, s, is spelled with the letter S. The last sound, d, is spelled with the letter D. We can read these parts using our phonics knowledge.
The middle sound, short E, is spelled with the letters AI. This is the one part we have to know by heart.
We might see the word said in different shapes, colors, and sizes. Said, 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 said,
Mhm.
said.
So
These all have the same letter.
these are really cute. They're well done. They aren't necessarily all rule breakers, but a lot of those words that you would be teaching in that context are there for you, and they're all done and they do a good job. So there are more. You can look through this. Really Great Reading is another tool that is just awesome. And if you dig around in here, you'll be able to find all sorts of really great stuff as well.
All right.
And then the last one is another printable document. It's huge though. I don't even know like where I found these things.
Okay.
I know where I found a lot of them, but this one I kind of stumbled upon and I was like, whoa, I mean, wow. So you can see it is all kind of here for you and it's all games.
Okay, great.
So I'll just scroll really quickly, roll and read the A sound, and you know.
Wow, this is nice.
Yep, snakes and ladders, the A sound. Okay. So, yep, little activities for you. Please, you know, if you want to go ahead and take a look through. Okay, decodable texts are next, and I'm going.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm looking at the time, Emily, because I do have an 8:30.
Okay.
Thing that I have to log into, but
okay, so let me just really quickly let me just talk really quickly, just super fast about decodable texts, because we know that decodable texts are really powerful tools to help our students learn to read, and they follow those common sound and spelling rules, and they include the words that we have taught the phonics patterns of. So kids, even though teachers may have a bad sort of image of decodable texts or think that they're not rich literature or that they're boring, we know that when kids can read, they're going to want to read. And since we know that they know the rules to read the books that we're putting in their hands, they will, and they'll be happy and they will feel like readers, and that success you know, just can bring them so far. So just like the other pages that I have shown you, these are all, if you click on them, they are all free books, decodable texts that you can share with your students. Here's just one. And, you know, you can share these on their iPads or whatever kind of resource. They're all decodable texts. And then I'm going to really quickly just come over here to the last one, which is where you would practice your comprehension skills. And obviously, there's tons of activities you can do for comprehension, but I just wanted to provide you with some quality read aloud books.
No, that's nice.
For you to listen to. My personal favorite is Storyline Online. All of these books are read by actors and actresses and kind of famous people who actually have really great reading voices. This one's, you know, I think I included it, not yesterday, the day before. As you can see, it gives you the option to use school tube, so there's none of those creepy ads. So you It's just different actors and actresses. Kevin Costner.
Great.
So they're really well done, and you know, they're not movies, they are just books. Every resource that I provided you with here is just books. They are not movies. So please go ahead and, you know, explore, and I hope that you found something, a thing or two.
No, I took some notes. I'm going to explore the Here Builder and Finder and that phonics resource that you said you just stumbled upon. I'll have to click on that link just to investigate that a little further. I like that. But if you wouldn't mind emailing me the link to your presentation, you know, that would be wonderful.
I will do that right now. And let me turn my camera back on so I can say goodbye to you.
Thanks for all your information, Emily. It was very well done. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do hope that you found something. I knew that it was a lot to get through because I mean, but
Well, it's a big topic, you know.
yep, there's a lot. There's just so much to share. So, and it's hard for teachers to find the time to really, you know, you could take a couple hours looking for something that's
Absolutely.
worth it. So I hope that you found
Yeah.
something, and it's been nice to see you 2 days in a row. It's always nice to see
Thank
other
you.
humans and
Yes.
get to interact. Have a good day with your
Thanks,
students.
Emily. You
And
too. Take
Merry
care.
Christmas.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.